evening, sir, and good evening, everyone. Yeah, my name is Lakshmi, and I'm living in UK. Have been in this spiritual path from past 15 years, and I'm so fortunate to travel with Patriji for around 14 years. So to spend time with sir, know a lot of and have received a lot of insights and have received a lot of wisdom knowledge from Patriji. So today I would like to share about Shri.M. So Shri.M, we all know that he's extraordinary, great spiritual yogi, guide, seeker, and his life story is very profound, my dear friends. So Shri.M once shared that he has a great connection with Himalayan masters Mahavatar Babaji and Maheshwarnath Babaji. So he said like he didn't begin journey with Babaji in this lifetime. Okay, it actually goes back to two lifetimes. So in those past lives, so he had been a disciple of Babaji, who is still believed to live in the Himalayas for more than 2000 years. So in his past life at that time, now I'm sharing Sri.M's past life. Okay. At that time, Shri.M was born into a Brahmin's family near Pandukeshwar, where three generations they had already been devoted followers of Babaji. So in his past life, even as a child, Shri.M felt a very deep pull towards spirituality. So he had a strong desire to become a yogi. So with Babaji's guidance, he practiced deep meditation, Kundalini yoga, and Kriya yoga. And during one intense period of meditation near Badrinath, so Sriyam entered. He was a young boy of 19 years old at that time when he was meditating in his past life. So Sriyam, he entered into a state of samadhi, a high spiritual state. We all know that. So while he was in the deep spiritual trance, a Muslim fakir approached him, and this fakir had been sent by his own teacher. And in Muslim community, they call teacher as a murshid. Okay, so and this fakir found this young Sriyam who is in deep meditation in the samadhi state. So when that fakir called Sriyam lost his practice and he reacted with ego and anger. Okay, because he saw fakir as an outsider, not as a Brahmin, not pure enough, and he refused to help that fakir. Fakir begged that please help me. My guru said like to approach you and to seek wisdom from you. Please help me. But Sriyam felt you disturb my sadhana, you disturb my meditation. So he refused. Sriyam refuses a lot, and as Fakir begged and even threatens, he even threatens Sriyam, if you won't teach wisdom, so I will end up my life. Okay, then Sriyam will say to him like very coldly, do whatever you wanted to do. Then the Fakir later he will take his own life by jumping into the river. Okay, then Babaji Mahavatar Babaji appears and he reminds Sriyam. Okay, he reminds Sriyam of basic yogic values like kindness, compassion, sharing, non-violence, and also control over the anger. So how can you lost all these kind divine virtues, divine values of the human beings? The fakir approached you because he wanted some knowledge and wisdom, but you have refused him, and he had ended up his life. So Babaji told him this had been a test. After years and years of training, we have put a test for you, but you have failed in this test. Okay, then Sriyam was very hard. He will be very heartbroken, and he is filled with a lot of regret. Okay, and he asked Babaji, now how could I make it right? Then will give him a difficult task to perform a Kechari Mudra. Okay. Kechari Mudra is a powerful yogic practice that leads to the soul leaving the body. So Babaji said, you would have to take birth in a Muslim family in your next lifetime to experience the pain, rejection, and suffering that boy has gone through. Okay, then the fakir, that boy or the fakir had gone through. So this karma would take 2 or 3 lifetime to balance out. Okay, and so he asked Sriyam to perform Kechari Mudra and to leave his soul, to leave his body. Okay, to come out of this body. And again, he said like you'll have a soul plan again. So you'll be in next incarnation, you will be born in the Muslim family. and not only in next incarnation, for 2 to 3 lifetimes, to balance out this karma, to learn these life lessons, and to experience that karma. That's why karma, we have to always remember, whatever we give, we will receive it back. We all know that. That's why in this lifetime, we are already having lot of baggage which have been carrying from past lifetime. We, in this lifetime, we are experiencing so many diseases because of our past life bad karma. So in this lifetime, we know the value of physical body, right? Because when once we get any suffering, once we get any disease, so we understand that this, I have given this pain to some animal or some to plant or to some to bird being. That's why I'm facing this karma, I'm reaping this karma. In this lifetime, as we have come into the spiritual path, so as we are connected to Patriji, Mahotar, Babaji, we should be always aware, my dear friends. Past lifetime, we have committed so many mistakes. That's why we are reaping all this karma, right? So in this lifetime, we have to always give that positive energy. We should always share a kindness. We should always share whatever we know. Ego says like, I should be top in my in what you call in my field. I should only get all the credit. Okay, we should not share our things with others. We should not give credit to others, or we'll have ego or jealous when people are doing the similar things that we are doing, or they are growing more than me. So that's why karma siddhantam is very, very important. Okay, so yeah, again Babaji asks him to take in the to take next life by performing Kechari Mudra. He leaves his body. So a new life begins in the next birth. Maheshwarnath Baba. He is also known as, he Shri.M calls him also as a Babaji. Okay, so and is also a close disciple of Babaji, my dear friends. Okay, so in the next birth, Maheshwarnath Babaji is close disciple, will be sent to find Shri.M. Okay, so in this lifetime, Shri.M, he's called as, actually his name is called Muntaz Ali Khan. So he's born in a Muslim family in Tiruvananthapuram, Kerala. So his family wasn't very orthodox, but they follow all the basic practices of Islam. And he was the eldest of these 3 children. And his parents hoped he would become a great or a wonderful or successful businessman. And he will be leading a great financial successful career. And but Sriyam, his thoughts were very, very different. Even though he was born into a Muslim family, from a very young age, he felt a deep drawn into the spirituality, especially the Hindu way of life and philosophy. So this interest was very, very unusual for a young boy raised in a Muslim community or a Muslim household. But Sriyam believed that due to some as I said, he shared like, due to my past influences, I was always drawn to this Hindu philosophy or the Hindu way of living. Okay, so he says that we don't just live a one life. Our minds are constantly shaped by experiences from many lifetimes. That's why even though in the same house, even if we have 3 children, every child mindset will be very, very different. So one will be in the spirituality, one will be very interested in the financial area, one is completely what you call stuck in the survival mode or in the materialistic area. Okay, because every lifetime is unique. That's why our subconscious, all the data is stored in the chitta, the subconscious mind. So even though we leave this costume, this suit, next again that chitta is there. Depending upon the frequency or the karma baggage, we take the next lifetime by taking the new suit or the new garment that is called body. Okay, so one life changing moment happened when he was just 8.5 years old. So he was playing in the backyard of his home under a jackfruit tree. So when he suddenly saw a man standing there, suddenly he will see a man standing there in front of the jackfruit tree, okay, in his backyard. So this man had a long matted hair tied like a crown. Okay. And he wore very little clothing and he had a very shining beads, okay, around his neck. And he'll be holding a water pot. At that time, Sri.M had no idea who this man was or who this man is. The man looked at him and gestured for him to come closer, come here, come close to me. So instead of being scared, so this young boy, this Sri.M, he walked towards him. Then the man gently placed his hand on Sriyam's head and he said in Hindi. Okay, so when the time comes, everything will be all right. So this is the message that Maheshwarnath Baba, that man is none other than Maheshwarnath Baba. He's also one of the disciple of Babaji. He is Shri.M.'s guru. So when Shri.M. was 8 years old, this man okay, this Maheshwarnath Babaji will appear to the Sri.M. and he says, he gives this message, when the time comes, everything will be all right. Then he asked Sri.M. to go back. So when Sri.M. turned around to check again, the man had disappeared. Okay, so back inside the house, Sri.M. wants to tell this conversation, what has happened between him and that old man or that yogi, to his mother. But whenever he tried, his throat felt very tight and he couldn't speak. So after several attempts of he want to express, but he couldn't express. Also after several attempts, he gave up. But something very strange and beautiful started happening after that. So every night around midnight, he would suddenly wake up on his own. His family all slept in the same room, but he would quietly sit or lie down without disturbing anyone, and he feels a strong happy sensation in his heart, and he would see a silvery divine light, the silvery divine light appearing in front of him, and that light turning into the face of the man he had seen under the jackfruit tree. So these experiences made him feel peaceful and blissful. This went on for several years, and that it is like a spiritual bliss for him to experience that experience every day, okay, during the night. So he is very very fond of those experience, the spiritual bliss, peace and spiritual divine bliss. Okay, as he grew older, spiritual knowledge started to come to him in mysterious ways. So he started reading so many books that appeared to him at the right time. Okay, the books like the complete works of Swami Vivekananda. So those were not easy books for a young boy, but he understood a lot of it because he studied in the English medium schools with the good teachers, and also he also has a past life wisdom and knowledge. Okay, so he also began meeting a lot of spiritual people. One of the first such experience happened when he was around 11 years old. Okay, so he started having so many mystical experiences as a child. He used to encounter so many Swamiji. He used to see a lot of they performing a lot of extraordinary things, and he used to have a lot of extraordinary experiences with various sages, with various avadutas when he was a child. Okay, this is all his this is a childhood. So I'm explaining in a nutshell, but he explains. Please read the autobiography of Shri.M., where he explains in a very detailed way which Swamiji he met and what he had learned from that Swamiji, and how much impact they had created in his life as a child, when he was a child. So Sriyam again shares a lot of experiences. Okay, so one such kind of, I want to share few experiences which happened in Guruvayur temple. So Shriyam shared this very heart-touching story. So when he went to visit his friend's Anand's father in Thrissur, okay, it's in Kerala, during the famous Guruvayur festival. So his friend will invite him. Let's go to the temple, okay, Guruvayur temple. But when they reached the entrance, there was a sign written there: no Hindu, non-Hindus not allowed. Okay. So by seeing it, Sriyam will get disappointed because he is a Muslim. But his Brahmin friend will say, you look like a Brahmin boy. No one will notice you. So just please come inside. No one will question you. But Sriyam didn't want to break the rules. Okay, so he stayed outside. But he sat feeling really, really hurt, because as he was not allowed to go inside, because just he is a Muslim, and the pain was so intense, and he started crying and crying. After some time, he fell asleep near the temple tank, and in his dream, he will hear the temple conch blowing, and then from inside the sanctum Garbhagudi, a glowing divine light appearing in front of him. Inside that light, Sriyam saw a childlike divine figure calling out to him, "Come, come." So when he woke up, he took his dream as a powerful divine sign that like from a lord, from Krishna, to enter into the temple. So he took that dream as a powerful divine sign. So so and he's now, as he had got as he had got the divine sign from Lord Krishna. So he enters into the Guruvayur temple for the first and only and also the last time. After that, he never tried again because he became too well known, because everyone started knowing him, and he didn't want to stir controversy like Muslim has entered into the Hindu temple. As he was a boy, as he had got a signal from the divine, he entered at that time, and that is the first time and last time he entered into the temple. So it's such a moving story about the faith, like divine. God is everywhere, and God is one, right? He can hear to us, and he can appear to us in a subtler ways. So the divine can reach us even when we face barriers. Okay, so this is one of the experience he shared from his childhood. And also, in tea shop. Okay, in when Shri.M, he when once he will go to tea shop, and he will see the mystic there. Okay, so he went to shop there, and he saw one man with no clothes. Like, at that time, as he said, he has many encounters with avadutas, with sadhus, with yogis. So that yogi had no body consciousness, only soul consciousness, like a baby. He's laughing like anything, and he ordered some tea, and he started drinking the tea. And he drank some tea. He spilled back tea again from his mouth in glass. And okay, and he gave that spilled tea to the what you call Sri.M. Shri.M was very, he don't know what to do, because Yogi, he drank the tea and he spilled back again the tea into the glass, and why did he gave it? But Shri.M somehow he felt like drinking that tea, and he will take the sip. And after taking the sip, this Yogi will call the Shri.M as a chore. He won't understand why he's calling me a thief. But the spiritual meaning here is, he's testing the CM. See, he has won his heart. So that's why he called him as a chore. Okay. He has stolen his heart. Okay. So when Sriam was 19 years old, so he felt a deep, unshakable calling inside of him, like to meet. Who is that man I saw when I was 8 years old? So who is that man who is to appear to me daily in the dreams? So he wants to figure out who is that figure from his childhood visions. So without telling anyone much, he decided to leave his home in Kerala, and he started heading to the north, to the Himalayas. So before he finally went to the Himalayas, three special people had a big impact on him. Swami Abhedananda, where he met as a child, where he used to sing kirtans on the street, and Swami Abhedananda, he taught a bhakti marga, like a bhakti path to Sriyam. And Swami Tapasyananda, and he was the head of the Ramachandra mission in Trivandrum. He had a lot of influence, a lot of impact on Sriyam's life. And Chambal Swami. So he recalled all of those people who had a lot of impact on him. And so he started his journey by train, traveling through different states of India. He had no fixed plan. He had no money saved for the whole trip. Just a strong faith and a pure inner calling guiding him to meet that Swamiji. Okay, with that intuition, with the pure thought and intention, pure inner calling and faith, he started his spiritual journey. Along the way, Shriyam met many, many interesting people. Some were strangers who offered him food and shelter. Others were fellow travelers, and others were just wandering souls in search of meaning. So many, we can see so many wandering souls in the Himalayas, right? In search of truth. Okay, and every person taught him so many lessons. So Sriyam started learning humility, kindness, trust, faith, by encountering all these different people, different personalities, different yogis. At one point, he met a sadhu, a holy man, who recognized something in him, and he gave a spiritual blessing to Sriyam. And this encounter with that spiritual yogi strengthened Sriyam's faith. That it gave him immense faith that yes, I'm on the right path. Because as he's alone, he's just 19 years old, he has no money, he don't know where he's heading to, where he's going through. But whenever he encounters the spiritual, he could sense that yes, I'm in the right path. First he reached the Badrinath. So it took him around 3 months of travel to finally reach to Badrinath. So when he got there, he met the chief priest, also known as Ravalji, the Raval of Badrinath. Traditionally, they will be from Kerala only, the Ravals. So he was curious to meet him. He was curious to meet him, and when this Ravalji asked, "What is your name?" Shri.M just for a, he just he will give a pause, and he thinks. Earlier, he received the name Shiva Prasad from a Mahamandaleshwar. He is also spiritual monk he had met in his past. Okay. So when the Raval asked his name, he introduced himself as a Shiva Prasad, because thinking it would be a more acceptable to someone from a conservative Brahmin background. Okay. When he says, I am from Muslim background, no temple priest would allow. So CM said, anyhow, this Swamiji gave me this name, right? I could say this name to Ravalji. And he smiled and asked, then Ravalji asked him, have you completed your college? He said, almost. Then why are you here? Then Sriyam replies, I am search for a true guru. I have heard that great yogis live in the Himalayas and I want to learn from them. Then the Ravalji laughs at him. So I haven't met a single genuine soul here. Most are fake sadhus here. Some are even rich, but they are not real spiritual guides. So Sriyam will get shocked and bit confused by why is this Ravalji is confusing me, and but this Ravalji gives him a place to stay there. So he agrees to arrange a place near Alakananda River. That temple will be close to Alaknanda River. So Sriyam could also eat Kerala food regularly since he belonged to Kerala. So that it made him very, very happy, because from so many days, so many months, he hadn't had a very good food. So he had missed very good food. So the struggling and turning point arrives in his life. Every time when he met Ravalji in the temple, he always discourages Shriyam. "Well, you're so educated, man. Why can't you find your own answers at home? Go get a job. Why are you wasting your precious life? You're just 19 years old. Here you can see only fake sadhus here. It's a wasting of time, not worth for you." So but though he heard him, he didn't want to accept the whatever he's saying. But CM felt very deeply upset and depressed. One day he decided to go to Mana. So Mana is a last Indian village before Tibet. And then he what you call his plan was, if he didn't find a true guru today, he would end up his life just by jumping into the Alakananda River. Okay, so he stood near the Alakananda River, calculating how long it would take to drown. Okay, he thought maybe 2 minutes. In a 2 minutes, maybe I will be dead. So no worries. I next lifetime I can have a better life and a better body. Maybe next lifetime I can find a real guru, because in this lifetime I'm unable to find who is that Swamiji, and no one is helping me. It's almost 6 months. No one is helping me. That day he will decide like do or die. Okay, whether today I should find my guru, or I should end up my life. But on the way he passed that Vasundhara cave, and noticed a fire inside that cave. He said like someone is there. Before jumping into the Rakananda river, just he was very curious to step inside that cave, and to see where is this fire coming from, and who is there. Someone is there inside. Let me check whether he is my guru. To his shock, a man steps out of the cave, and he recognizes him instantly. Oh, he's the same man. You are the same man who touched my head when I was 9 years old, when I was 8 years old, standing under the jackfruit tree in my backyard. So without thinking, Shriyam said, Babaji. He calls him Babaji. So he smiled and said, yes, you have gone away and again came back to me. So these are the words Babaji. Babaji means Maheshwarnath Babaji. Maheshwarnath Babaji is like, again, close disciple of Mahavatar Babaji. So Sriyam he bows before him and said, I will never leave you again. And from that moment, he stayed with him for next 3.5 years. Okay, following him, and whatever the living the life, or whatever the Babaji is teaching him, he is to follow strictly. And he spent Babaji, as I said, 3.5 years. So Maheshwarnath Babaji, he's a great Himalayan yogi, spiritual guide, guru of Shri.M, and he belongs to Nath tradition. That's why Nath tradition they will have Duni, Sainath, with this all Maheshwarnath. Nath is like they follow some Duni tradition. Okay, it is one of the India's oldest yogic lineages, said to have originated from Lord Shiva himself. Okay, so Sriyam described him not as a mystical figure, but he all this he's a living master. The Maheshwarna Swamiji is a living master. He's not only mystic, but he has a great power, deep wisdom, and he is very very simple. Okay. So as a guru, Maheshwaranath Babaji, he was everything, not only as a guru, Maheshwaranath Babaji is everything to Sriyam. He's a guide, protector, he's a mentor, and he's everything. He never imposed like you should live, you should only be like this, you should not do like this. So he led through love, compassion, patience. So even when Shriyam made mistakes, Babaji corrected him without any humiliation. That allowed Shriyam to blossom like anything. Okay, and he prepared Shriyam for his soul mission. Now go and walk across the India, meet enlightened masters, and later start sharing your spiritual journey, whatever from childhood, whatever you have experienced. Start telling to the world all your experiences. Okay, so even though Sri.M's guru, he is very strict, but is very, very deep loving. He not only taught him philosophy and meditation, he also taught Sri.M how to cook, how to clean, or how to be very simple. He taught him everything. Okay. One day, Babaji also said, if you can't cut vegetables, you won't understand Vedanta. Okay, so he used to teach him everything in a simpler way by using a lot of analogies. And one day, Sriyam wants to secretly take the photo of Maheshwara Swamiji, that Babaji. Okay, he arranged a local photographer from Rishikesh, and as Babaji sat near Ma Ganga, okay, he asked that photographer to take the Babaji photo very secretly. But he's telling that Babaji already knew that I am doing all this secretly. Then the moment I went to Babaji, he said like your photographer won't come. Then Sriyam was very very stunned. He hadn't told anything to him. How could he know? Okay, because he said like no, photographs are not allowed to him. Not allowed to take. Okay, so that is a level of mastery of Babaji. Okay, and last one or two experiences are like. Every day, Babaji would gather a dry firewood without what you call like axe and prepare a dhuni or a sacred fire. So on the first day, Babaji taught him about the yoga, Vedantas, chakras, Upanishads, everything. And he said also he started chanting some Agni mantras. Suddenly, whenever he chanted the Agni mantras, the flame of the Duni, it used to shot up like a tree. Okay. Then he then pointed that energy to the Sriyam's Manipuraka chakra. Okay. And Sriyam, at that time, Sriyam used to feel a lot of intense heat followed by deep bliss and peace. Then, after that experience, after activation of Manipuraka chakra, Sriyam used to enter into deep trance meditative state, and he used to be in that state for hours together, sometimes days together. Okay, so these are all the Kundalini experiences he used to have the with the Maheshwarnath Babaji, which led him to the Kaivalya or the liberation state. Okay, so in and also last thing is like. When he was Maheshwarna Swamiji, he got a craving sweet masala dosa. Okay, immediately Babaji sensed that because gurus always knows our heart desires, they can read our mind and our heart. So then the next day, Babaji he took Sriyam to the small cave in Rishikesh, and they ate dosas, and he ate both of them ate dosas freely, joyfully, and the craving from that time the craving got vanished. So Babaji, he says like he used to tell Babaji like whatever the cravings you should not that the craving should not tie you down. Okay, you should experience the desires fully. Whenever you experience that certain desires fully, then they won't what you call drag you back. Or else if you suppress your desires, soul is always full of desires, but most of us, we have misunderstanding that we should not have desires. We should suppress some desires. If I'm in the meditation path, I should suppress some desires. I should not have this, I should not have that. But when, if you have any soul desires, you should what you call experience them fully. So that, and if you don't experience them fully, they will just hold us back, constantly getting same kind of thoughts and getting triggered by the foods and by the attachments. Okay. And also he says that true yoga is not about the postures or rituals, it is all about the inner transformation. That is, a fire is pyramid. In the pyramid also, pira plus amid, the fire in the middle, like fire energy is very very important for the transformation, my dear friends. So fire is a symbol of energy within. When awakened and purified, it leads to liberation. Okay. So Guru's role is to just guide us, not to control. Their role is to just guide us, to awaken us. Okay. So it is our responsibility, to follow their teachings, not to follow the Guru, but to take their teachings. What Patriji has said, he said, Apo Deepo Bhava. They don't make us to depend on themselves, not to depend on them. So they always allow us to become a light onto ourselves. Okay, like Apo Deepo Bhava. So this is all about Shri.M's yeah, story. So freedom is not about escaping the world, it's about rising above craving and conditioning. So we should rise above our cravings, we should rise above our conditioning. So many if conditions will, if I get that, then only I will do meditation. If I get this, I will be happy. If I get promotion, I will be happy. So we will be waiting to experience happiness until we get that promotion. If we experience happiness now, automatically that happiness state will make us to attract whatever the happy experiences we want to experience. So yeah, we should raise above. We should always raise our frequency. Yeah, thank you.